State parks have been around since the 1800s to preserve the natural beauty of the earth. These parks have been used for countless research projects, a variety of entertainment, and for the enjoyment of the communities surrounding them. Our journey takes place in South Carolina's upstate parks, including Table Rock State Park, Caesars Head State Park, and Oconee State Park. We start in Pickens County, where the Table Rock State Park is located. A wide variety of research has been done at this state park to discover and learn more about the wildlife and the inner complexities at this park. Dr. Jeffrey Moore, the Associate Professor of Biology at Southern Wesleyan University and extensive researcher at Table Rock State Park, is here to dive deep into the details of this breathtaking park.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Moore, and I'm a PhD professor at Southern Wesleyan University. I've been utilizing state parks for my research. For most of my dissertation, I studied rattlesnakes at a state park, and I continue to take my students on field trips to a variety of state parks because they have a lot of ecological important areas that my students get to study. Table Rock State Park is a state park that's near and dear to my heart. It's where I did my PhD research on timber rattlesnakes. I was able to utilize their trail system, and it gave me a good perspective of the mountain range, and therefore I could track these rattlesnakes. I'd actually insert radio transmitters into these rattlesnakes, and I would track them all over the state park. Other reasons I really like Table Rock State Park is they've got a man-made reservoir nearby, and they also have a creek system that feeds into that reservoir. I've had two different honor students that have done research around that reservoir and in that creek system. So it's a great place for me to not only do personal recreation but also research. I think state parks offer a lot of opportunities for my students to do a research project in an area that has been untouched or minimally touched by humans, as opposed to just a regular woods that may have a timber rotation. I also think that the public as a whole can benefit from having these places in their backyard. Since we're post-pandemic in many ways, we have seen an influx of people going to these natural systems. Both state parks and national parks are looking at record attendances due to people wanting to get outside, wanting to be able to go to these areas. And the state of South Carolina is seeing those same increases. Parking lots are filling up faster than they ever did, and we're starting to see an influx of a lot of people enjoying the natural areas.
Research can allow us to have a deeper understanding of these parks. However, state parks are not for just research purposes. They can be used for many different hobbies and entertainment, including hiking, swimming, and photography. One popular form of photography is of birds. Bird photography is such a popular activity because of the beauty and variety of these creatures, as well as the challenge it provides in order to capture these fascinating animals. Brady Crocker is an avid bird photographer at Caesars Head State Park and is here to share his passion and experiences.
Hi, I'm Brady Crocker. I'm really into bird photography, and I really enjoy going to parks, state and national. So growing up, my Nana had this field guide that I would go out in our kitchen window, and I would look up the birds in the book. I'd see them outside in our backyard, and I would look them up in the field guide. And growing up doing that kind of got me into, birding. And as I got older, I got a camera, and I started going to state parks and even my backyard, taking pictures of birds. And it's a cool hobby because you never know what you're going to see. There's a lot of hawks that come up to Caesars Head through migrations from September 1st through December the 1st. There's been some speculation that you can see almost like over a few thousand hawks in one day flying through, migrating. I have never gotten the privilege to see that, but I've seen a few up there, and it's really a sight because it's so high up in the elevation. The wind currents and stuff like that, they really like going through there because it's a really nice habitat for them to come through. The habitats are really maintained, and in these state parks you have a lot of plants that are specific to that environment and specific to that place in the state or in the country. and those birds thrive off those plants in that area because it's, it feels like home to them. So I mean, when park rangers and all them, when they keep these areas up to spec for these environments, it really feels natural to these birds. It gives a place for the community to come together and build a nice environment for animals, but also people to come enjoy. I'm sure a lot of us growing up spent a lot of time at state parks, whether it be like using paddle boats or just anything. I mean, it's a nice thing in general for all types of people and all walks of life.
While these state parks are great for educational activities such as research and bird photography, they do not have to be used in this way. They can be used for relaxation and to get lost in the beauty of the parks. You do not have to do something educational to enjoy these parks. Instead, you can spend your time to go on a picturesque hike or a relaxing swim. Jane Williams is a prolific hiker and enjoys her time at Oconee State Park.
My name is Jane Williams, and I'm originally from Ohio, but I moved to South Carolina in 1985, so I've been in the state more than half my life. And one of the things I really enjoy is being outdoors. I'm a nature lover. I love all of the seasons, and that's one of the things that I love so much about the upstate of South Carolina. We get to enjoy a lot more of all 4 of the seasons here. Oconee is a great state park. We first went there, like I had mentioned, because of the waterfalls and the different things in the surrounding area. But once we got to Oconee State Park and realized how wonderful it was, we really fell in love with it. It's historic. It's also a trailhead for the Foothills Trail. So people who have been hiking for 77 or plus miles, they come there and they get off the trail for a few days. They can rest up, they can tent camp, set up camp, hop back on the trail. Oconee is just wonderful for like an old-fashioned feeling. I guess because of the smallness of the swimming area and the canoeing and the pedal boats and things, it's for me personally like a childhood experience. Like I pull into the state park and I feel like I'm a kid at the playground again, and it's just a wonderful place. It's just wonderful to have that outdoor experiences that our state parks offer.
Each person enjoys these state parks for a different reason. Dr. Jeffrey Moore has done extensive research at Table Rock for his degree as well as for his students he teaches currently. He continues to fuel his passion for reptiles and amphibians at these state parks, as well as ignite the passions of his students. Brady Crocker spends his time capturing the beauty of birds. He takes his free time to travel to Caesar's Head and other state parks to take photos of a wide variety of birds. His passion for both photography and birds can be seen in his excellent photos. And Jane Williams likes to spend her time hiking and enjoying what nature has to offer at Oconee and other upstate parks. She enjoys hiking the trails throughout these state parks and seeing the wonder of nature. Every person enjoys different activities and hobbies, and there is no other place like state parks that provide a little something for everyone.